big challenge with Ema was, what do you get somebody who always has closets that need to be cleaned, who has an apartment that's always cluttered with not one speck of dust, and who frankly doesn't really want any material things or need any material things. So when I thought about this challenge a few months ago, I reflected on all the things my grandmother means to me and all her wonderful qualities. And I think we all came up with the conclusion of how much she loves words and learning, and particularly learning about history. So that was when the perfect gift hit me, and that was to get her a book that she has not yet read. And so what we did as a family, for you, Ema, we put together a book of words saying how much you mean.
And the Jewish organizations to help him in his idea of getting boats for the Jews. So he formed the Yani Alumid. Everybody was in poverty. And we got young people, few older ones, and we conducted meetings in which we taught the young generation of American Jews. We taught them the history of Judaism, we taught them the conditions in Israel, and we raised money, but then that all petered out in 1948. Also, when we were in Egypt, he formed a group, not formed, but he was with the Arabic doctors who treated me very, very well. They were wonderful to us. And he formed this group and corresponded with them constantly to make peace between the Jews and the Arabs. Unfortunately, I haven't got those letters because they were all written in foreign languages. He knew so many languages, he spoke only so many. So, and then when Bergson came, I don't think any one of you know what the Bergson group was. This was a man who came from Europe in 1942 here to tell the Jews that they're killing you. They're killing the Jews in Europe. And everybody laughed about it. Nobody believed it. And they were going to mention, well, I don't want to mention the names of the Jews that were obstructing it. So Bergson came here and they formed a group. My husband brought members in, and the physicians that he knew, and they tried to help the Jews. And now there is a book out about Bergson, but Vladimir Jabotinsky was never recognized for the work he did, and neither was Bergson until lately they're beginning to talk about it. As a matter of fact, my niece, Elizabeth, wherever she is, Elizabeth had to write a paper for school, and I just casually happened to mention Bergson group at a dinner we had, and she wanted to know more about it and thought she would write her paper on it, and she did, and she got an A. Now where is Elizabeth? So, well, should I say something? We were immigrant children, my brother and I. We're really immigrants. My sisters had it a little easier. And we lived in a house, no steam heat, no lights, nothing. All we knew, well, if I'm saying anything, I'm going to say that what I am, I don't know why I'm living so long, but everything I am is due to the fact that I had my parents were just wonderful. They didn't give us, they didn't hug us, they didn't kiss us, they were too busy. But we knew that we didn't have to worry, that we would never be put out of our apartment as so many people were in those days, that there would always be food. My father always said, nothing is essential except the rent and food. The dishes are not important. Other things are non-essential. And that's the way I lived my life. The other thing he always said, honesty. He said, what he told me one day was, as a Jew, never do anything that will cast shame on the Jewish people. Because if one Jew does something wrong, they blame all of us. And I remember those words of my father. A man who came from Russia and worked very, very hard. My parents were very hardworking.